Let the rain wash us now and fall softly on the ground. Let our hearts be open wide and bear the tears that will not dry. Let the clouds disappear, carry the sorrow that we hold so dear. Let our yearning take its time, find its place, we'll be fine. Find its place, we'll be fine. Let the rain wash us now and fall softly on the ground. Let our hearts be open wide and bear the tears that will not dry. Let the clouds disappear, carry the sorrow that we hold so dear. Let our yearning take its time, find its place, we'll be fine. Let the rain wash us now and fall softly on the ground. Let our hearts be open wide and bear the tears that will not dry. Let the clouds disappear, carry the sorrow that we hold so dear. Let our yearning take its time, find its place, we'll be fine. Find its place, we'll be fine.
The cold has lifted, oh my God. I almost thought the chill would freeze my bones forever. I'm a winter and I'm the sun. Both are true, but I forget when I'm without one. Clouds pass by overhead. I pause and look up, and I swear they said that nothing lasts, and that's a promise from the past. You'll get your sunny day, too green to red, bare to budding, nothing lasts. So let that bitter tea, honey tea, soothe. The kids are laughing and scraping knees. Wasn't it this day last year that they were crawling? I planned a party with blue balloons and cried a river 'cause they made me think about you. Years pass by on the ground, and even if I hold my breath, I still feel it somehow, that nothing lasts, and that's a promise
Good evening, my beloved Beyond the Call of Duty friends and family, and good evening to all our beloved EOW family. It's another Friday, June 14th. Beautiful, beautiful weather, 7 o'clock in the evening. Chris put that video together for us, and every time it just absolutely brings back all the beautiful memories of seeing the men and women and the families and hearing their stories and remembering their stories and first acts that they did, like Carlos walking up to touch Ella French, um, and got out of his wheelchair to do that. So just amazing moments. Um, we'll start off the show by saying some condolences. We had 3 losses this week, unfortunately, and just senseless stuff that happens. Our first officer is Lieutenant Richard Weber with Newark Police Division in New Jersey. His end of watch was May 1st, 2023. Lieutenant Richard Weber died as a result of contracting COVID while assigned to the Liaison Unit. Weber has served with the New York Department for 23 years, and he's survived by a beautiful wife and 2 children. Our second beautiful officer is Deputy Sheriff John Drum with Marion County Sheriff's Office in Indiana. His end of watch was Monday, July 10th, 23. Deputy Drum succumbed to injuries he sustained at about 11:30 when he was attacked by a prisoner attempting to escape from the Community Justice Campus in Indianapolis. He was returning the murder suspect, mind you, a murder suspect, from the hospital where the man violently assaulted him in the detention center, Sallyport. Prisoner wrapped his handcuff chain linking around Deputy Sheriff's neck, with both of them falling to the ground during the struggle. As soon as Deputy Drum stopped moving, the prisoner unlocked his handcuffs and then stole one of the sheriff's vans, but crashed outside the complex during his escape. The prisoner was taken to the prison hospital with minor injuries and is facing murder charges. Deputy Drum was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Deputy Drum served with the Marion County Sheriff's Office for 38 years. He's survived by his beautiful wife, 4 children, and parents. His wife and son also served with the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Wow. This one was a little bit hitting home. This is Police Officer Jessica Ebbinghaus, and she's with Rutland Police Department in Vermont. End of watch was July 7th, 2023. Jessica was killed when her patrol car was struck head-on by a suspect vehicle being pursued by other officers at 3 p.m. Officers had responded to a burglary in progress in East Washington, began pursuing the subject, who was driving a pickup truck. Jessica, along with their training officer, was responding from the opposite direction. As the pursuit entered the intersection, the suspect vehicle crossed the center line, colliding with Jessica's patrol car head-on. The truck then collided with the second patrol. Jessica succumbed to her injuries at the scene. 2 other officers and the suspect were injured in the collision. The man was taken into custody. The subject is being charged with negligent operation of a motor vehicle and attempting to elude police, both with death resulting. Jessica was a part-time officer in the field training in preparation for attending the Vermont Police Academy to become a full-time officer the following month. Absolutely amazing. So tonight, as we roll into our weekend, let us not forget these 3 beautiful men and women. Let's not forget the fact that they wore a uniform and represented departments with the utmost respect, and that they served their community, served their department, served their jurisdictions with utmost respect. In Jessica's case, she was training to come on full-time. So keep their families and their loved ones in your thoughts and prayers, and light a little candle if you can to keep them in memories. We'll do a toast at the end of the night. Want to thank the Bonner Bonner County's Sheriff's Office. We are in Sandpoint, Idaho this weekend, and we brought out our 2019 memorial. And that's some of us old guys. That was taken July 20th in 2020. And right at the end is Steve Core. And I'll tell you about this picture in a second. But we're going to be up here for the weekend and letting everyone see our beautiful memorial and remembering these officers that were killed in line of duty in 2019 and just talking about them, keeping their memories alive and well. Tomorrow is also the Three Angels Poker Run for Tom Finken, Steve Core, and Mel Irvin. And that's Steve Core at the very end. He was one of our EOW riders. So if you are out and about and want to do the poker run, please, 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 they're on the west side. Join them. And it goes to a good cause. This year, it's going to be benefiting the Children's Hospital, End of Watch, and Pause. There's Steve. August 3rd, we'll be at the Moxie Hop Festival with our 2021 memorial, and we'll be letting everyone see all those beautiful men and women. Remember, that year was also the year that we had the worst amount of deaths in the history of law enforcement. We had over 608 in 1 year. So if you're out near Moxie, Washington, please come out. Want to thank Yolks for being a beautiful sponsor. We're going to be at Yolks Fresh Food and Markets in Sandpoint, Idaho tomorrow. Be there all day, so if you get a chance, come on out, see the memorial, and talk to us. Want to thank Lone Wolf Harley Davidson for their continued support. Michael D's Eatery and Coeur d'Alene for their continued support. Want to thank Phoenix Protective for their absolute amazing sponsorship as Being Diamonds. Bud Clary out of Yakima for their continued support. Advanced Digital Imaging, 1350 out of Colorado. Shellcut Construction out of Idaho. And Garden Street Yoga, Jen to be precise, for all the continued support she does. Wow. I think we were going to try and we still have some raffle tickets. Please, if you come online or get a hold of us, let us know the drawings in September 16th. You do not need to be present. Our last count, which we did last week, we were at 600 tickets sold. So chances are really, really good. Don't hesitate. Get a hold of us and support us. There's the beautiful bike. So, yeah. Allison is kicking butt. She is on the west side. She's been invited to some private functions that she's going to be taking our 22 memorial to. She has that over there. She's also working a deal with one of the dealerships, Harley dealerships, that she's going to be there. I believe it was August 1st or so. So we'll be adding those onto the event page. So if you're in that area, please stop by. We will be making our way to Vancouver, Washington soon, and into Oregon, and doing a little bit more in Idaho. So let's see what we got on comments. Next weekend, next Friday, we have a special guest coming on. Her name's Sunny Perry. This was we started this little program about a couple months ago. I reached out to some survivors in Colorado and told them what Sunny's goal was, and be excited because next Friday we're going to have her on. She is creating these media remembrance videos that will be continuously shared. She's doing them in evening and doing them in person. So the next one we're doing is going to be here in Washington, and we have 6 families. I reached out to the families and introduced them to Sunny, and it completely aligns with what our goals are, what we're trying to get to, where what is the badge? It's not just a metal piece of equipment. What is the uniform? It's not a uniform that's considered to be hateful. Let's talk about the survivors. Let's talk about the officers that have died and who they were, and allow the true sediments of who they were as human beings, and keep on saying their beautiful names and remembering them in a positive manner. Amory, good evening. Eddie, good evening. Charles, good evening, buddy. Sandy from Nebraska, good evening, and thank you for staying in tune with us, and thank you for thinking of us. Sheila says, hi, Sandy. Raymond, good evening. In fact, we have our 2500 out, and we have the 2019 out, and people have already been asking about Blue Line Bears and what it stands for. So we've already been talking about that quite a bit today, and this weekend will be busy. Linda, good evening. Yeah, Steve's son was there. David was on there as well. He's on the far, if you're facing the picture, he's on the far left. And yes, that was his first ride. Thomas, sorry we're not out there this year, but next year we'll be, and we're running a double year. So we really look forward to seeing you next year and having you part of everything that we're doing, and just be there. The support is amazing. And Thomas is an amazing individual. He's last three years you've come out, I believe. So he's met us on the road, and so he's just an amazing individual. Amy, love you, sis. Well, thankfully we don't have a ton of stuff to cover today. We've got some exciting stuff that we've talked about for next week. Please come in and stay in and tune in. We will have a couple more survivors coming on board. Hopefully we'll get some good pictures and put them on from over the last couple of events. Hopefully, so we'll see. Remember, it's Friday night. If you're out and about, please, no drinking and driving, no texting and driving. If you see a first responder, law enforcement, or a first responder, do me a favor. Ask them if you can hug them, give them a hug. But more importantly, tell them you love them and thank them for the job that they're doing. Doesn't cost you anything, and it can be done free. More importantly, remember all of these beautiful men and women and all of the survivors that we currently have and that you've met and seen. Keep them in your prayers. Keep them in your thoughts. Their pain doesn't go away each day. It improves a little bit, but it never goes away. So make sure you remember that. For our 3 beautiful men and women that paid the ultimate sacrifice this week: Lieutenant Richard Weber, Sheriff Drum, and Officer Jessica Ebbinghaus. May you all rest in peace. May you all have your names said over and over again. May your stories live on. Cheers. I was reminded earlier to tell everyone that is Lake Pend Oreille in the windows. Anyway, y'all be blessed, and see y'all next Friday. And thank you for tuning in. Get us some sponsors, please. Sell some tickets for us. We need all the help that we can get. Love you. God bless you.